Thank you. Good morning. Hello to all of you who are present today in our sanctuary and those of you who are joining us online. I wish you a warm welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Vero Beach, or what we like to say is UUFVB. Y bienvenidos, nosotros amigos de Felsmer. Sabemos que su situación es muy peligroso y queremos ayudar. Por esto, muchas personas aquí están estudiando español ahora. Por favor, estudiándose español aquí, párese. Muchas gracias. Sí. Y si otras personas no entienden mis palabras, le digo, aprender más español. Gracias. So what I said is I want to welcome our visitors from Felsmer. You'll hear from them today in a very rich, warm service that Rev Tom has orchestrated. And so I welcomed them, and I noted that we know their situation in Felsmer is very dangerous. The ICE raids are just unbelievable. You'll hear about it. And I did note that people here are studying Spanish, and one of the reasons that we signed up to study Spanish is so that we could help our neighbors better. And then I said, for the people that don't understand what I said in Spanish, you too can learn more. I'm Laura Matson, me llamo Laura. My pronouns are she, her, and for those who may not be able to see me, I am a tall white woman with brown hair. I'm wearing a blue top and brown glasses. Whether you're young or old, gay or straight, identify in any other manner, whether you're on top of the world or perhaps burdened with the worries of the world, whether you are gathered here or joining us via technology from somewhere else in cyberspace, we embrace you just as you come to us. The mission of UUFVB is we, a caring, liberal, religious community, encourage spiritual growth and seek justice for all. I am the chair of the Coalition for Racial Justice Committee in this congregation, and you're going to hear more about that in our sermon today. But I want to tell you that one of the things that I love about Unitarian Universalism is that we do things differently than a lot of other religions. My friends that are in other religions tell me that they're sent their minister when they need a new minister. What we do in Unitarian Universalism is we call a minister. We gather with the congregation and decide what we're looking for. And a year and a half ago, we called Reverend Tom to this congregation. One of the things that we determined when we did some discernment is that we wanted to have a minister that was strong in social justice. And we certainly got that with Reverend Tom. If you're visiting for the first time, we warmly welcome you and invite you to join us for coffee hour, which it's in Fellowship Hall, but just follow the crowd and the aroma of the delicious coffee, the fair trade coffee that we serve here. If you would like, we encourage you to grab a red mug so that we can identify you and give you a warm UU welcome. I want to remind everybody to silence their phones, and I'm not sure that I silenced mine now that I think about it. I'm looking at my husband to say, can you find it and take it out of commission? And in the order of service, you'll see about some upcoming events, and one of them is an ethics class that Steve Becker is teaching. There's sign-up sheets out in the lobby for that class as well. So let's take a moment and look around and notice who's here, who you know well, who you might want to get to know better, and let's greet one another. Make a point to greet people that you don't know. You might make a new friend. Thanks.
All right.
Children of the human race, offspring of our mother earth, not alone in endless space has our planet given birth. Far across the cosmic skies, countless suns in glory blaze, and from untold planets rise endless tentacles of praise. Should some signs of others reach this unlonely planet Earth, differences of form and speech must not hide our common worth. When at last our minds are free and the clouds of fear disperse, then at last we'll learn to be children of the universe.
It is our tradition to light a chalice at the beginning of our service and to say some words that provide meaning to us. If you will join me, a person's journeys far from home, fearful and brave, in need of safe harbor, guided by this chalice, may we seek to understand the causes of their flight. Oh, 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 okay. Like the comfort of a candle flickering in a window of darkness, let us welcome those who come here from afar into our homes with warmth nourishment, and love.
I know you all love these new hymns. Did you see? There's 2 new hymns today. Wow. And they were out on the stand there. So this is called Who Is My Neighbor, which I thought was super appropriate considering our topic today. Elisa's going to play it through. I'll rise you after it's a little long, so we're only going to do 2 verses. I'll rise you when we get to the beginning.
Good morning. Welcome. My name is Ron Lombardo. I have the honor and privilege of sharing Time for All Ages, the reading. You may or may not notice a pumpkin sitting before me. I brought that in. It'll be here next week, carved. The reason I brought that was as a point of reference. Today's story is called Too Many Pumpkins, and it does refer to Halloween in a specific way, but it's not only about Halloween, it's about autumn in general. So you'll understand if you're here next week what it's about that I'm presenting it here. It is incomplete, to say the least. In either case, Too Many Pumpkins is our story, beautifully illustrated. Every year at springtime, Rebecca Estelle planted just enough seeds in her garden to grow vegetables for the long, long winter. She planted carrots, beans, tomatoes, peas, corn, even rutabagas. She grew a little bit of everything that is, except pumpkins. You see, when she was a little girl, she hated pumpkins. Money had been very scarce, so for a couple of autumns, they had to eat pumpkins, baked, steamed, boiled, stewed, mashed. For breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, enough pumpkins already. So when things finally improved and there was more money to buy food, Rebecca Estelle decided she would never, ever eat pumpkins again, or even look at them, not ever. And she didn't, until many years later. One autumn day, long after Rebecca Estelle's hair had turned snowy white, she was raking the leaves that fell each fall from her black walnut tree, when all of a sudden, she heard it coming. She knew what it was. Yes, it rumbled by every harvest time, every year. She turned her back and concentrated on picking up the leaves, and she managed to ignore the truck that she heard rumbling until Splat! An enormous pumpkin tumbled off the truck and smashed into slimy orange smithereens all over the edge of her yard. "Come back," she yelled, "and get this pumpkin." Well, the driver didn't hear her and sped away. Seeing the mess that Rebecca Estelle insisted, "Well, I won't touch it, I won't look at it, I won't even think about it, that pumpkin, ever again." And she didn't. Not until the spring, while she was admiring the new vegetable sprouts in her garden, she noticed some big green leaves growing at the edge of the yard where she hadn't planted anything. And then she remembered that pumpkin truck and that slimy pumpkin smashed to smithereens. She got out her tools and went to work on the vines, cutting, digging, until there was not one bit showing. Now, there'll be no more pumpkins, and they won't grow even if I ignore them, and I won't take care of them. And she ignored them so well that even she forgot why she wasn't using the front door. That is until one autumn day when she went to rake the leaves again that had fallen from the black oak walnut tree in the front of the house. Pumpkins. Pumpkins, tons and tons of pumpkins. My goodness, she shouted. What am I going to do? Oh, the entire yard was a sea of plump, round pumpkins. Rebecca Estelle could no longer ignore them. How will I get rid of these? She thought. Her mind went back to all the pumpkins she had eaten as a young girl when pumpkins were the only food her family had. Well, we certainly can't leave them here. And some people might need these pumpkins, and I suppose some folks are crazy enough to like them. We'll give them away. And with that, she began to load them into the wheelbarrow, planning to take them into the village. But they were too heavy, and it was going to take a long time. There were quite a few pumpkins. She thought again, perhaps if I make these into pies, it will be easier to deliver. And so she went to work. She scooped the slimy seeds out of the pumpkin shells, cut away the shells, boiled the pumpkin meat, mixed it with all the right ingredients to make pumpkin pies, pumpkin tarts, muffins, cakes, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pudding, pumpkin cookies, until pumpkins spilled all out of her cupboard. Oh my goodness. When will it be that I can get rid of these? If only people would come get them. Oh, and she thought about that. Another fine, wonderful thought came to her. She took her knife and sat in the middle of the pumpkin patch and carved a lot of pumpkins. And she was so busy carving and not noticing it was getting dark. So she went to the back porch, got the sack of candles that she kept for emergencies, and put them in the pumpkins. If this doesn't get people to come, we'll have to deliver them by ourselves. Well, at first, no signs. The village is way off to the right. But they began to see, and young and old, everyone in town began to appear. Rebecca Estelle, we thought you hated pumpkins. We saw your jack-o'-lanterns from the end of the road and came for a closer look. Oh, I was hoping you would. Well, where did you find these pumpkins? Well, would you like some pumpkin pie and some cider? Oh, yes, we would, very much. And they sat down and enjoyed all the treats, spent a wonderful time together. And when they were ready to go, she made sure each carried a jack-o'-lantern, a bag of seeds for roasting, and a pumpkin treat. Rebecca Estelle gave away everything that reminded her of the pumpkins she had always hated, until all that remained was a handful of seeds, which she tucked snugly into her pocket so they would be safe until the planting time next year. That's the reading. Thank you.
Now let's sing our children out to their class.
As you journey, may you know
Before we begin our stones and water ceremony, it is our tradition to light a candle when someone from our community passes away. And so I light this candle. Remember, we haven't seen in a little while Sue Westar. So let us take a moment to remember her, say our goodbyes. Today, at this time, we acknowledge that we come together with our own joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. Beside me is water, the very sustenance of life. Water can buoy you up, nourish, cleanse, and replenish you. It is the source of life which creates beauty in the very making of tears. This community, like water, is the very sustenance of many of our lives, especially when we remember our sacred obligation to buoy each other up in times of sadness, to nourish one another in times of want, to cleanse one another with acts of kindness and generosity, and to replenish one another when our hearts are weary and worn. Today, with this water, I remind us visually of our sacred obligation to this, our beloved community. I add some salt. For the tears that have fallen this week, may we remember those of us that are here may be in pain. So let us be tender with one another, for we know not what is held in the silent sanctuary of one another's hearts. I'm putting some imaginary flowers to remind us of the beauty and joy that surrounds us in our lives, that floats on the surface of many of our faces and enlivens our spirits. In a moment, I will invite those who wish to come forward and place a stone in the water. But there are those of you who may want me to place a stone for you, and I'm very happy to do so if you'll just raise your hand. Now those who wish may come forward and place a stone in our water. May all that we offer one another keep us connected and blessed within this hour and the week ahead. Amen.
This is the time of our service where we express our gratitude and commitment by sharing our financial resources. To contribute to the fellowship, place your offering in the envelope that's in the back of the pews or donate to UUFVB by clicking on the QR code, there it is, with your phone that are probably turned off by now. But our offering today also serves another purpose, that of supporting an organization that addresses the needs of the underserved in our community. That is the purpose of the Sunday Fund, one of our congregation's major social justice outreach. The Sunday Fund recipients today is the Treasure Coast Girls Coalition. The coalition educates, elevates, and empowers economically challenged girls from fragile communities, ages 9 to 18. It provides training, mentoring, leadership retreats, technology training, and culinary arts classes. As we receive the offering today, may we do so generously and gratefully. Thank you.
Now I invite us into a time of prayer and meditation. Each of us may have our own way of entering that space. You might put your feet flat, let your hands rest in your lap, perhaps let your eyes close or rest. You might take a deep, slow breath, bringing your attention within your mind, your heart, your spirit. Source of life, who is known by many names, We gather with gratitude for the earth and all who journey on it. We give thanks for the interconnectedness of all creation. May we support those without support. May we be a stronghold for those without protection. Source of wisdom, known by many names. The Prophet Muhammad asks, what actions are most excellent? To gladden the heart of a human being, to feed the hungry, to help the afflicted, to lighten the sorrow of the sorrowful, to remove the wrongs of the injured. And Jesus, carpenter of Nazareth, asks, what is the greatest commandment? To love your neighbor, to undermine oppressive powers with life-giving actions, to be in solidarity with those who suffer, to act for justice, teach others how to act for justice. Let us open our eyes that we may see the immigrant and undocumented, whose labor enables and sustains our living, the farm worker, the hotel maid, the line cook, the child care provider, the health care worker. Give us the courage to stand with those crossing our borders, escaping economic oppression and political persecution, seeking work to support their families, aspiring to participate in the bounty of creation. And give us the strength to confront prejudice and intolerance. Source of direction, who is known by many names. May we be guided by the highest estimate of the worth and dignity of every person, regardless of their legal status. Let us not forget that we have a moral responsibility to bring forth justice into these challenging times. May it be so. Amen. It's all right. Come on up. Before we get started, Maria is on the far right here. Joan, and I've forgotten your name. Blanca. Okay. Thank you very much for coming here today. First, let's start out with Maria. What organization do you represent?
Estoy representando a Farm Workers Association.
I'm representing Farm Workers Association.
Go ahead.
Okay. La Asociación Campesina se fundó hace 45 años.
45 years ago, the association was formed.
Tenemos 5 oficinas a lo largo del estado de la Florida
We have 5 offices throughout the whole of Florida.
Todos son trabajadores campesinos y trabajamos por los derechos
They
de
are
los
all
trabajadores
farmers,
migrantes.
and we work for the rights of the workers.
En cada una de estas oficinas les proveemos asesoría o referidos con algún abogado.
In each one of those offices, we have lawyers that we refer the people to lawyers.
Tratamos de abogar con los representantes o senadores o con los trabajadores, con los locales también.
We also try to communicate with local officials as well as other lawyers.
La oficina principal está en Apopka, las otras están en Immokalee, Homestead, Pearson.
Talking about the different
Office. Pearson, Immokalee,
Immokalee,
Homestead,
Homestead,
y la matriz está en Apopka.
Apopka, and also in Apopka. This is where the offices are.
Otros.
And also Fellsmere.
Can you tell me how the ICE raids are affecting the community?
Bueno, yo creo que lo que vamos a hablar aquí nosotros es una pequeña muestra de lo que está pasando en todos lados.
We're going to give you just a touch of what's going on in Fellsmere.
Nosotros entendemos lo que nos ha llevado a emigrar, como ustedes lo hicieron saber en un principio de la reunión, como lo hicieron saber ahorita en la...
Kind of letting people know what's going on.
Buscamos una mejor solución para nuestras vidas y para nuestros hijos.
We're looking for better solutions for our families and for our children.
Ahorita lo que estamos viviendo es que la gente quiere o siempre ha querido estar bien y estar bien con todo mundo.
What's going on right now is that in the past we've always wanted to get along with people and do what's best for people.
¿Cómo es que lo hacemos? Trabajando.
And we do it by working.
Con esto de que ahorita todas las leyes, llamemos forestal, llamemos troopers, llamemos todas las leyes de
We have,
policía.
different people that are working, roofers and different occupations.
Se tiene miedo hasta de salir a trabajar.
And they're all afraid of leaving their homes to go to work.
A veces no, en un principio pues uno trataba de ir solamente a trabajar, ahora ya no.
And basically, in the beginning, what we did is basically go to work.
Porque ahora están llegando directamente a los lugares de trabajo.
And now they're going to, and the ICE patrol is going to workplaces.
O simplemente cuando en el camino, si te ven hispano o traes una camioneta de construcción.
And if you have, if you look like Hispanic, like someone who's Hispanic, or you, they will stop you on your way to work.
Te paran, no importa dónde vayas, no importa quién seas, si en ocasiones tengas o no tengas documentos, te detienen.
It really doesn't make any difference, where you're going, what you're doing. Even if you have papers, it doesn't matter.
Blanca, could you tell us a little bit about how it's affected you, your
¿Cómo
family?
le afectó a usted? My husband,
It's all right. We can.
My husband was arrested in September.
Septiembre 26.
The 26th of September.
Él iba a trabajar.
We need a Kleenex, please.
¿Estás bien, Blanca?
Okay.
He was on his way to work.
Él no le estaba haciendo nada a
He
nadie,
wasn't doing anything to anybody.
solamente iba a trabajar.
He was only going to work. Sería mejor. It probably would be better
Okay.
if Maru told the story.
Okay.
Él iba a trabajar, llevaban 3 personas y él eran
He was
4.
going he was going on to work, and he had 3 other people in.
Era una camioneta.
It was a truck, and
Era una camioneta, el simple hecho porque ya habían dicho que iban a parar a todas las camionetas que llevaran herramienta atrás.
but they had been told that any truck that had tools in the back would be stopped.
Yo le dije que no fuera porque un día antes ya
I-
habían agarrado personas.
I told him not to go to work because the day before, several people were stopped and arrested.
Antes un día ya había habido personas, habían ido a lugares donde estaban trabajando arriba de las casas arreglando el roofing.
They even went to, ICE went to a place where they were doing roofing work.
Esas personas son conocidas, son personas que conocemos de Honduras y lo que hicieron fue que creo que por miedo corrieron y les...
And of course, esto fue cuando el otro día.
un día antes.
They were a day before, the ICE went to where Honduran workers were working on the roof, and they ran.
Les soltaron los perros y los mordieron a las
And
personas.
they let go of the dogs that they had with them, and they were bitten.
Corrieron por miedo. Porque,
And they ran because they were afraid.
dice la persona, pude hablar con la persona que de hecho ya está en Honduras porque los deportaron.
And of course, they were deported to Honduras. And I did talk to, and su esposo.
No, a otra persona. Mi esposo no corrió porque ya había pasado esto, entonces él le dijo.
And of course, my husband didn't run. It was the Hondurans that ran.
Le dieron cargos y no pudieron hacer, el abogado le dijo que no podía hacer nada por él porque ese era un cargo.
And basically, the lawyer said, I can't do anything for you.
Mi esposo está ahorita, él estuvo 3 semanas en Alligator.
And my husband was at Alligator Alley for 3 months.
No, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, I'm sorry.
El lugar es, a lo que él me comenta, el lugar es, son como jaulas para perros.
And basically, my husband commented to me that they were cages.
Son carpas nada más.
And they were tarps.
Les ponen aires provisionales que son demasiado fríos.
And of course, they have ventilators that make it very cold.
Son 42 personas por jaula.
There are 42 people per cage.
Y solamente 2 baños.
And there are only 2 bathrooms.
En esos días que él estuvo ahí, estuvo lloviendo demasiado.
And of course, the days that he was there, it was raining a lot.
Y Como son lugares que no es una casa, son carpas, el agua se metió como
And
2
of
o
course,
3
because they're
pulgadas.
just tarps, there aren't walls, they're just tarps, the water came in.
Él estuvo enfermo esos días por lo mismo de que estaba húmedo y todo eso.
And of course, because of it being humid, my husband was sick.
Él sufre de presión alta y colesterol.
And he suffers from high blood pressure and from cholesterol.
Tardaron para dar el medicamento a él.
And they delayed in giving him the medication that he needed.
Le cambiaron el nombre ahí y la fecha de nacimiento.
And they changed not only his name, but also his date of birth.
Él lleva sus identificaciones y yo creo que no es necesario que le cambien porque si él lleva con qué identificarse.
He had papers with him, and I don't know why they changed his name.
Y eso lo están haciendo mucho para que los familiares no puedan encontrar a
And they're
las
doing
personas.
that a lot because the families will not be able to find, they're changing their names and their date of birth because for the reason that they're doing that is so that families cannot find them.
Cuando al final él pudo ir al doctor, lo llevaron, pero dice que lo tuvieron casi todo el día amarrado a la cama.
And when he was finally able to go to the doctor, they had him tied to
A la cama
donde... they had him tied to the bed that when he went to see the doctor.
Después de eso le dieron el medicamento, bueno, le dijeron que ya le iban a dar medicamento.
And they told him that they would give him his medication.
Cuando le llamaron por el nombre que ellos le pusieron,
And of course, when they called him, and they called him with the name that they had made up,
él les decía, yo me llamo, o sea, como él se llama Jacobo, decía, yo me llamo Jacobo, y le pusieron él Cacoa.
In other words, he said, my name is Jacob, and they called him by a different name. That is not my name. My name is Jacob.
Él lo dice por miedo a que haya otra persona que se llame así y le puedan poner, porque ha pasado que les ponen cargos de otras personas.
And of course, ICE places charges against people with another name.
Cuando él les dijo que no era la persona, dijo que entonces no te vamos a dar la medicina porque tú no está tu nombre aquí.
And basically what they told him, told her husband, was that I'm not going to give you your medication because you don't have the correct name.
Esperaron unas como 3 días más y al final le dieron el medicamento porque
And,
el abogado estuvo.
3 days later, they finally gave him his medication because the lawyer told them to.
Él nunca pudo tener una llamada legal las 3 semanas que estuvo ahí porque
And
no
for the
dejó.
3 weeks he was there, he was not able to make a telephone call.
Con el
He was not able to make a telephone call to his lawyer.
Un día me llamó y me dijo, todo está bien, están dejando vacía la cárcel de ahí,
Están dejando.
que iban a sacarlos de ahí, del lugar.
In other words, and of course, he gave me a call letting me know that I was going to be moved to another jail.
Cuando dejó de hablarme, se lo llevaron a la medianoche.
And after he talked to me at midnight,
Le dijeron, bueno, no dijeron nada, yo ya no supe más de él.
and
hasta el
so
otro
I
día.
didn't know anything more of what was happening to him.
Cuando él pudo, solamente 20 segundos para decirme que ya
And he-
estaba en Luisiana.
And he had 20 seconds to call me and let me know that he was in Louisiana.
Ahora él está en Luisiana.
And now he is in Louisiana.
Ya lleva 3 semanas ahí.
He's been there for 3 weeks.
El 21 tuvo otra audiencia.
And he had another hearing the 21st.
dar otra para el 8 y no sé qué va a pasar.
Que le volvieran a dar otra audiencia,
El
pero
8.
el 8.
El 8
So
de
they gave him
diciembre.
another hearing on the 8th.
solamente les están diciendo que son audiencias.
Preliminares.
No conozco yo, apenas con que estoy pasando, estoy aprendiendo qué significan.
And I don't understand what that means. I have no idea what that, having a hearing, what that means.
Las audiencias solamente es para que venga el abogado, pero no hay solución de nada.
And basically, the hearings are so that the lawyer would be present, but nothing happens.
Él no tiene delitos, él siempre ha trabajado
He
bien.
has never committed any type of crime at all. He's always been working.
El único delito es no tener un documento que sea legal aquí.
And the only thing that he didn't have the papers that he needed, the documents that he needed.
Ese es su delito.
And that was a crime.
Yo quiero comentarles algo. Nos reunimos con el pastor
I got together
y
with
Bárbara
the minister.
hace 2 semanas. Su hijo de 10 años le había dicho que se quería venir con ella porque le gusta andar con la mamá. Y cuando le dijo a qué venía, perdón. Su hijo de ella.
Her son.
Le dijo a dónde veníamos a la iglesia y hablar de su papi.
And basically what the son was told was that we were going to church to talk to the minister.
Y empezó a decirle que no.
And he's 10 years,
10 años.
He's 10 years old.
Porque
And he kept saying, no, I do not want to go. I don't want to go.
Nos van a detener, me van a detener.
They'll arrest me. They'll arrest me.
Nos van a llevar como a papi.
And they're going to take me away, or they're going to take us away like they did my dad.
Y vamos a tardar en regresar. Vamos a tardar en regresar.
And we won't be able to come back.
Igual que su papá dice que ya tardó mucho.
And of course, it's his father. His father has been gone for a long time.
Entonces esto es lo que se vive en todas las familias.
That's the way all the families live.
Donde se han tenido que llevar al papá o a la mamá o a los dos.
And basically, they've taken away the mother or the father or both of them. The children are afraid.
Y yo quisiera y agradecerles antes que nada, hay mucha gente aquí que ha ido a la oficina, nos ha llevado comida, Jack.
And we are very grateful for
Bárbara.
your help, and of course, Barbara.
Nos han llevado vegetales,
And
nos han
they've
apoyado.
they've taken food, and they've taken vegetables, and we've been very grateful.
Gracias por darnos el tiempo de estar aquí con ustedes y hablar un poquito
Thank you for letting us come here to talk to you
de lo que ha pasado.
for what has happened.
Tengo otra persona, una de las personas que venimos a hablar aquí con el pastor, Francisca.
There's someone who came with us to talk to the minister. Her name is Francisca.
Panchita tiene un hijo, no es su hijo, es su sobrino.
This young man is her nephew, not her son.
Que llegó aquí de 3 años.
And he's been here since he was 3 years old.
El joven ha estudiado, ha trabajado.
He's studied, he's worked.
Por cuestiones de no tener documentos para seguir estudiando una carrera.
And of course, he doesn't have the documents to continue studying
Trabajó,
a career.
se puso a trabajar y un día saliendo a hacer ejercicio.
And he was going to go to a gym to exercise.
Cuando regresó, lo pararon y le dijeron que traía una luz que no servía.
When he returned to his home after going to the gym, he was stopped
que no servía y lo detuvieron y lo metieron a la cárcel.
And they, of course, they said he had a light that was out, and they took him to jail.
Él no quiso pasar más tiempo en la cárcel y de alguna forma como que lo presionaron para que se autodeportara y él está en México.
And of course, he didn't want to go to jail here. And so basically what they did was deport him to Mexico.
Jamás en su vida jamás en su vida ha estado en México, no
He's
conoce
never
prácticamente a la
been
gente
in
de allá.
Mexico. Didn't know any of the family that was there.
Y es difícil, y es nada más un ejemplo de las...
That's just an example of what's going on.
What would
And he
be,
speaks very, very little Spanish, unfortunately.
what could we do that would be helpful to the community?
Ustedes ya oyeron que hay familias que se quedaron o sin el padre o sin la madre o están los niños solos. A lo mejor ayudar a pagar un bill,
Maybe to help a bill in the case of the husband and the wife being taken away, being arrested. Maybe you could help with monetary help to pay a bill.
a lo mejor tarjetas para pagar gasolina o para pagar,
Maybe
no
a
sé.
card to get gas.
No sé, esas son como lo que se me viene a la mente.
And that's what comes to my head. You know,
Ustedes,
just-
es decisión de ustedes cómo lo
and
puedan
that
hacer.
is your decision, however you wish to help us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both.
Gracias a ustedes. Thank you so much, everyone.
Keep it short. Okay. No, go ahead and sit over here. You can read it. I know we're going a little over today. I ask your indulgence. We just have a couple of more things I'd like to share with you before we end. Okay. Maria had a statement that she wanted to have read.
And it's in English. Immigration is not about borders, it is about families. Millions leave everything behind, not because they want to, but because they must. They leave families, streets, languages, loved ones, and the only life they've ever known in search of a safety, dignity, and opportunity. Behind every immigrant is a parent choosing survival over comfort, a child navigating fear, uncertainty, or separation, a family trying to stay whole in a system that pulls them apart. Immigration is a story of sacrifice, courage, and the hope that tomorrow can be better than today. Immigrant families carry an emotional weight most people are. Family separation that lasts months, years, or forever. Economic hardship, starting life from zero in a new world. Constant fear of instability, deportation, or losing loved ones. Cultural loss, trying to hold onto traditions and identify while adapting to a new country. Children grow up between two worlds. Parents work tirelessly with no safety net. Yet, in every struggle, there is strength. The strength to rebuild, to endure, and to keep going despite the obstacles.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
I asked Barbara to come up here for a few minutes because she has been working with Project Niños to tell us a little bit about what that is and a little bit about her experiences. So what is Project Niños?
I think most of you are aware that this has been done for several years, and Joan and I picked it up, about 7 or 8 years ago now. And then Joan kind of had to take a break. And so I've been doing it now for, I think this will be my 5th year. And you guys have been so generous in the past. And the main part of it is that to make a happy Christmas for the children and their families. And we collect funds, as you know, and they go to, we're thinking now, maybe we may change something, we're not sure, depending on the funding. I mean, this year we have an astounding number of kids. There are altogether 190 children, as opposed to last year, I think it was 100 or something, but the problem is spreading it too thin. So they have, a couple of years ago, the director out there, Nadia, had suggested that we pick the families with the most children because they have the most need. So this year we're going to carry on and possibly do what we've been doing with the Walmart cards, but there's a slight chance we may, I'll let you know about that, we may do something a little different to make it so that they don't have to. In other words, it's been suggested to use a regular credit card, like a gift card, so they don't have to go to the Walmart store. They can just even use it from their home and do Amazon or something like that. So that is something we have to decide. But we're definitely doing it, and I have it set up. It will be out there today at coffee time. And that's basically, there's not too much new about Niños, but you guys have come through every year that, and I know, let's see, Nancy and Jack and some other people did it years before. So we're just trying to carry it on and make it better. And of course, as you can tell, the need is greater than ever.
So why do you do this? Why do you do this work?
Why do I do this work? Well, I think you could say because of my friendship with Joan, I wound up out for years doing teaching the citizenship classes out there. And Joan was doing the ESL. And I just got to know these wonderful people and how hard they work and what they're going through. I mean, if you can only imagine being afraid that your husband won't come home tonight, or that your kids are going to be harassed in school, or even worse, and they're just living in constant fear. They live in fear. And I just couldn't stand it. And I know Maria, and so she gave me a call a while back and was telling me some of the, and I could tell she was very upset. And so that's the only reason. Or it's just this is our country too. And we can't be having this in our backyard and not try to do something. Okay?
Yes.
You want me to go down?
Want to sing? Okay. Well, I'm going to mention a few things. I put on a table out in the lobby some sign-up sheets for those of you who are moved and feel that you want to do something. Here's the thing. We haven't decided what to do. The reason is, I want to get everybody together who wants to help. I want to get them together, and together we can decide what we could do to make a difference. Going over there and spending time with them, providing pastoral care, raising funds so we can help them with, a hospital bill or a doctor's bill or food. Or I got a call today from someone who asked to help move from one apartment to another because they're being kicked out of their apartment that they're in right now. These are the people in Fellsmere struggling, trying to just live from day to day, not able to go to work, not able to make income to support their families. It's a tragic situation, and we are not having to live that. So it is called upon us, I think, because we have enough, we have more than enough in our lives to make a difference. Not everybody here is going to be able to help financially. Not everybody here is going to be able to go over to Fellsmere and spend time with people there. But everyone who wants to can do something to help these people. We can figure out what you can do to be part of a project by this congregation to really make a significant difference. I believe in us. I believe that we can make a difference. I know it may be a little bit of a lift for us to do this, but I think we can. So those of you who are willing to, please sign up. Let me ask, how many, could I ask those to stand who's already signed up to help? There are some of you who've already signed up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please join them in helping in any way that you can. And we need the Spanish speakers. We want to be able to go over there and speak to them in their language. Not try to make them have to speak ours or struggle to communicate. We want to be sure that we can communicate with them and offer them some of what we have here: safety, love, justice. To know that there are people in the world that they can trust. And by being in relationship with them, by going over there and spending time with them and letting them know they're not alone, that can make a world of difference to these people. I know I wrote a sermon, but it didn't matter. And we had music today, and we had hymns. But I'm doing something today that is different. I'm not leaving you with inspiring words. I'm leaving you with a question. What are you capable of doing? What are you willing to do to help these people in our community who are in need? Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for giving us a little extra of your time. Blessings. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Primero quiero dar las gracias y discúlpenme
First
si,
of all, I'd like to thank you all.
si he llorado, pero
Yes, I've cried.
nada más quiero decir algo porque en las noticias
On the
siempre
news that you have received,
dicen que no pagamos impuestos,
they say we don't pay taxes.
pero sí sé que algunos no pagan impuestos, pero
I realize that some don't pay taxes.
la mayoría pagamos
but the
impuestos.
majority do pay taxes.
Siempre, no sé, siempre ha dicho pues ahora los nuevos gobiernos que no nos quieren aquí porque no pagamos impuestos.
The new government says that they don't want us here because we don't pay taxes.
Tenemos aquí, ya en enero vamos a hacer 22 años.
We have been here since, starting in January, 22 years.
Y yo tengo cómo demostrar mis impuestos.
And I have proof that I have paid taxes.
Eso es lo único que quería decir y darle las
And I
gracias.
did want to let you know that we do pay taxes.
Thank you.
Cuando voy a Walmart, cuando voy y pago gasolina, cuando voy, se pagan impuestos. Pero también pagamos impuestos con un número de ITIN que nos da el gobierno.
Well, when we go to Walmart or when we get gas, we know that that tax is included, but we pay taxes.
Siempre han dicho que por eso que no pagamos impuestos, pero eso es mentira.
That is not true that we don't pay taxes.
No por no tener un seguro social quiere decir que no pagamos impuestos. Sí pagamos impuestos y de mi parte yo tengo cómo demostrar que hemos pagado
and I do
cada
have
año
proof.
impuestos. De los 21 años que llevamos aquí, hemos pagado impuestos cada año y
And
eso
we
es
have paid
mentira.
taxes every year.
Y dicen que le robamos el trabajo a personas.
And they say that we steal jobs from other people.
Pero yo creo que para todos hay trabajo y creo que hemos trabajado dignamente y
And
humildemente
we
aquí.
have worked with dignity and humility.
Y creo que no se me hace justo que digan que solamente estamos aquí para
And it's not fair that they say that we are here,
y que no pagamos impuestos porque creo que contribuimos
and
igual.
we do contribute.
Y en realidad uno de la manera en que no es que cuando se pagan los impuestos no le devuelven a uno lo mismo que a una persona que tiene un seguro bueno.
And of course, we don't get anything back when we pay taxes.
Gracias.
Let's do the last hymn. Let us end today with a hymn which Elizabeth found for us, which I think is beautiful and speaks to what we've been hearing this morning. Can you tell us the name?
Sure, that church is the way we live. This is
Church is the
another
way we
new
live.
one. Elisa's going to play it through.
of peace and togetherness go with us and bless our lives and bless the lives that we touch in our community. Amen.